Hello, today I'm a chicken, and in particular we're going to be showing you a outfit that was added in patch 6.4, so quite a while ago. I've been very busy with lots of other videos, as you've probably seen, and it's taken a while to get around to this. Also, the other factor that came into mind was the sheer cost of some of the materials. Now in particular we're looking at the pajama sets. We have a full set here, which is a 4-set piece, and of course all of this stuff is either crafted by Weaver, which is the helms, the chest and the legs, and then leather worker for the slippers in particular. For the mats then, we're going to need a certain mat called Masayoshi Soken. This particular fabric you can obtain from the treasure map dungeon update in 6.4 itself, so you can go and do the treasure map dungeons. These things are quite expensive. You're looking at over 1 million gil still on the market board, even if you sort of shop around a little bit. And then essentially you combine that with things like Babery cloth here for the tailoring related recipes, and then a specific element that makes it that type. For example, the plain mask will need a linen yarn. For the Cactuar stuff, you need a Cactuar needle, and for the Chocbo stuff, you need a Chocbo feather. For all 4 pieces of gear, then essentially you are going to need 4 Cactuar needles, or 4 Chocbo feathers, or 4 linen yarn, because obviously even with the leather worker recipe as well, which should be on screen over here, you will see that that also uses that material, along with the Masayoshi Soken. So just imagine that essentially you're looking at about 4 million gil for a full set of, 4-piece pajama setup. So we're going to look at those individually in decent light, and then we're also going to look at some dye previews as well. Alright, here we are in the Grand Cosmos on the Explorer mode, which is my favorite thing in the game, because basically you can just look at things in perpetually the same time of day. That's why I like Explorer mode. So this then is the plain outfit. As you can see, if we look at the character window, this is the full set. So we've got the plain pajama eye mask, we've got the plain pajamas shirt, plain pajama bottoms, and the plain pajama slippers. And honestly, I mean, it's plain. Well, what more should I say? It's designed to be as plain as possible, and I think it ticks all of the boxes. I especially like the way that the pajama top actually sort of flares out at a waist sort of height, because it means that essentially this has a good chance of going with some other skirts and things like that, especially on a female character, because it means that you're going to have more leeway and less potential for clipping and that sort of clipping disaster. Of course, this doesn't work with the Quaintrell's ruffled skirt, which is a bit of a problem, because you would hope it would, but again, any top that goes past the waist point, it will not work with. Again, very plain. So let's see the differences then between that and then the Cactuar one. The Cactuar related one then, again, pajama mask, shirt, bottoms and slippers. You'll notice there are some very big striking differences apart from just the color. We have different buttons across the top there, and we also have obviously a much more detailed stripier thing going on here with both the legs and the top. Still the same basic design though, it's just been embellished. I especially like the slippers on this because you've got some flowering cactus sort of flowers coming out of the top of there, and you've also got these little cactuars embroidered onto both the bottom of the I was going to call them sleeves, they're not, leggings, and you've also got them as the buttons as well. I really like the eye mask as well in this one. It just, I don't know, there's something about green and gold goes really well together. Remember in the future, in 7.x, we should be able to dye this multiple colors as well. So I'm interested not only in the dye options later in the video myself, but also the ability to dye different segments of things, especially newer outfits. But yeah, it's pretty much the same as the other one for the most part. It's just very stripy and comes as a standard green coloration. So I think the closest thing that's going to be to the plain one is probably the Chocbo one. This then is the Chocbo pajama mask, shirt, bottoms and slippers. I think this might be the most popular variant of the sets available. It doesn't seem to be reflected in the value of the items. They all seem fairly similar value, at least on my server, but obviously we've got some noticeable differences here. The slippers, as you can see at the bottom, we'll zoom in just a second into more footage, basically has an embroidered chocobo on the front of the leather, which is very cool. And then of course both the bottoms and the top have a repeating pattern of those chocobo chicks all the way around. I think this is really quite pretty. I've seen a lot of people dye this pink, quite rightfully so. I'm sure it looks fantastic. I've never seen this on my character before, on my own character, and I really like it. I especially like the eye mask as well, because it's got a little chocobo chick walking away, and it's got like a white section, and then there's a blue little line, like almost like water, and then the yellow with chocobo tracks. I also like the buttons because they're literally chocobo tracks, like chocobo feet have walked across the outfit. It's very high resolution as well, as you can see. Pretty decent texture quality. Yeah, not bad all in all. I think all three are pretty good. And they have obviously, you know, a variety of uses outside of just being pajamas. They are quite baggy outfits, like we said before, and I especially like the top. Let's have a look at the dyes then. When it comes to dye ability then for the three outfits, let's go through all three of the outfits in their complete state, front and back view for both. I think the plain one is very plain. It just dyes exactly what color you would expect and doesn't suffer any losses because of it. It just looks exactly like the color you gave it to. I went through a good range of colors here, all of the major sort of RGB colors, as well as all of the nice variant colors as well that you can get from Sky Builder scripts and things like that, or the market board. Lovely metallic dyes as well. Yeah, it's just a nice basic plain looking outfit. When it comes to the stripy version, which is obviously the Cactuar set, obviously a lot more detail is shown on this, and anything that you dye green is going to look exactly the same as it was before, just a slightly different shade, and it's designed to obviously accompany the Cactuar theme around this. It just looks really good. I love the buttons. Some of the brighter colors somehow wash out the buttons and some of the finer details, but you would expect that anyway. But it looks really good in darker colors. I especially like the shades of black and gunmetal black and things like that. Makes it look really nice and sheeny and shiny. I like it a lot. And then I think my favorite of the sets is the Chocobo themed pajamas. These seem to dye the best because obviously you've got that big striking repeating pattern with the Chocobo chick that's repeated all across the outfit on every single piece of it, and it's a golden chocobo. So obviously the colors that won't work are yellow and gold, or at least they'll wash out that detail, or at least they will until patch 7.0 onwards, right, where supposedly we're getting the ability to select 2 dyes per item, which will obviously mean we'll probably color the fabric in, and hopefully one of the other options would be the chocobo chick. But yeah, honestly, dyes not bad. I think this is my favorite of the 3 outfits though, easily. Oh, and also if you play Viera and Hrothgar, you're not left out on this one, so you can actually use the head piece, but then again it is just a face mask, so I'd be surprised if it didn't work, but I thought I'd include that detail anyway. All in all then, I think my favorite color combination and outfit combination is the Chocobo set. It just has a lot of flair about it. It's more recognizable and it's less boring than the others, and I also love the metallic purple dye on this. I think it looks, it's weird, it's almost like a Cadbury's purple on this particular material. I do like that, you know what I mean, like lovely Cadbury purple chocolate sort of color. I don't know, maybe I'm just thinking about food while I'm doing this video. I should have eaten today, but yeah, I really like this outfit. I think that there are sections of it that would go really well with other pieces. Obviously the slippers are the weakest point for me. When will I want to use slippers? The headbands are particularly cool though. I've seen a lot of people in the community make some almost, dare I say it, more fun for the entire family and totally not nefarious at all, like very nice leather outfits and things, and it's the perfect sort of eye cover really. It's a lot better than some of the others we have in the game. Not so much the Chocobo one, but the plain one certainly has its uses there. But I love the extra details they put into each of the outfits. I love the buttons being, you know, different depending on if it was a Cactuar or a Chocobo. But yeah, the plain one is very plain. in comparison. But anyway, let me know what you think about these. You've probably been using them for the better part of a month. Sorry about the lateness of this video, but again, I'm obviously going to leave the minor sort of videos till last, and I thought others were much higher priority with all the guides and things that we did, and we basically ran out of time before 6.45 came out, and we did the variant mode, so here we are. But better late than never. Much love, enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll hopefully see you all next time. Bye bye.